Hello badminton fans and welcome to our channel and to this Babolat XFeel Origin Lite Badminton Racket review. Right, let's talk about availability and prices. Well, Babolat are available pretty much everywhere these days. They're obviously huge tennis stars in terms of the rackets they make. You won't have any problem getting hold of this, and the prices are about £69 I think from memory, so it's reasonably priced. In terms of the specs, we shall go through the specs of the racket and compare them to our own E-Zone racket specs. So the racket weight, unstrung specs on this racket says unstrung. Very nice, Babolat, very nice that you put that there. I think that's a good thing. We've had so many issues with writing the weight over years. We don't comment now on weight classes, but that says unstrung specs 83 grams. The racket review E-Zone shows this racket to weigh in at 88.3 grams. So that's with Yonex BG65 strings and the grip supplied by Babolat. The balance of this racket is evenly balanced, exactly. So not this way, exactly in the middle. And our E-Zone testing shows this to have a balance point of head heavy, which is slightly, not a lot, but slightly more in this direction than Babolat are suggesting. Do you know what? That could even be the strings making that little difference in the. It does say it's unstrung specs in actual fact, and we know, we know that many manufacturers' weight of the racket is without strings in place, but we've been told that by a lot of people, so not sure. The shaft is a flexible shaft. The shaft tension is flexible, and the E-Zone testing shows it to be flexible too, very flexible. What else do you need to know about this racket? Let's have a look. Maximum string tension 8 to 12 kilos or 18 to 27 pounds on the strings. Engineered in France, made in China. Shaft is 6.8 mil diameter. Anything on materials? Do we have anything? Let's have a look on the E-Zone page. No, we don't have anything on the materials as to what this racket is made of. No, but I know people do like to know that, but sorry, don't have that information. Okay, the design of the racket is nice. It's nicely designed. I mean, Babolat are a huge manufacturer, and it's you know, when I first looked at the head, I noticed these little black dots on certain parts of the head, and I thought to myself, crikey, you know, a manufacturer as big as Babolat, have they just missed the fact that the paint has spilled? But actual fact, I realised after, it's just one of these sort of random designs. So it's quite a luminous yellow with black, loads of graphic work on the shaft, again a luminous towards the bottom. Nicely done, well presented, matte finish, feels solid enough racket. Take a look at these close-up JPEGs and see what you think for yourself. Okay, so now we've been through the specifications, let's now move on to the racket E-Zone. Okay, so before we start our E-Zone testing, what do you need to know about how we test our rackets? Well, first of all, we use the same shuttles. The Yonex AS30s on all tests. We re-string all of the rackets with Yonex BG65 at 25 pounds tension, and it's the same player taking all of the shots. Right, now you have some basic understanding of how we test. Let's move on to the smash test. The smash shot that you're seeing here, and for all of the rackets we've tested within Badminton Racket Reviews E-Zone, we take generally 6 shots. We take the 2 highest racket shuttle speeds, and we average those to give us a overall speed. If those two readings are not within a certain percentage of each other, we then retake the entire test. This shot measures the shuttle speed coming off the racket head, and also if you go across to the E-Zone, you'll see a picture similar to the one you're looking at on the screen now, which accompanies every single racket within the E-Zone, so that's nearly 650 or more rackets, with this kind of smash JPEG showing you the racket head speed, the shuttle speed, the distance, and the approximate repulsion of the racket. Right, our first test in the E-Zone is the smash test. Let's do it now. Okay, it's time now for a E-Zone maneuver test. The maneuver shots was designed to tell us about the racket's acceleration abilities, its ability to shift from one direction to the other or shift quickly from nothing to full speed. It also tests the racket's aerodynamics. In this test, the player is sitting still with the racket, and once the shuttle is fired, we measure the shuttle speed to ensure we have consistency within the tests, so it's coming at the same speed all the time, or roughly the same speed as much as we can control anyway. And then the player reacts once the shuttle is fired to hit the shuttle, and we are measuring the head speed of the racket during that test. Okay, now we want to see how good this racket is at controlling the shuttlecock. Let's go across to the E-Zone control test. The E-Zone control test is a simple test. It's we've had a lot of comments about this test. The first thing you should know is that 14 shots in total are taken, not just what you see on camera. The player is aiming for the green bucket, which scores the highest. The grey bucket scores slightly less, and anything in the net or out scores nothing at all. Now, the same rules apply on this test as they do on any other court test. It's the same shuttle, it's the same strings, same tension, same player. Now we have retaken the test with the same rackets to see what kind of variation we get, and we generally find that the results are within 10 to 12% of each other. So the test is not that bad, and it is generally very hard to come up with a control test that's better than this. We've tried. But if any of you have any suggestions on how we should proceed with control tests in the future, please do give constructive answers that are helpful. So what do we think of this XFeel Origin Lite racket, and do we recommend it? Well, its primary strength really comes from your ability to be able to control the racket. It does feel quick in the air. However, the bottom line is I think you know, with timing and practice, you can deliver a decent amount of smash. You can get a decent smash out of the racket. It is light and it does feel quick. For doubles players, you're going to be able to defend well with it. You're going to drive well with it, and you will get, with timing and practice, because it has a decent large sweet spot in the head, you will get a good smash power out of this racket. However, at this price point, if smash is your thing, then try the Kawasaki Honor S6, because it's going to outsmash this all day long and it's going to drive better than this. At this price range, I would say the Abros Venom, it's got a smaller sweet spot, so it's a bit harder to always hit crisply. Outside of that's the only weakness though. Outside of that, in every other area, the Venom is fast. The Venom is lethal as a doubles racket, and it's less. It's £45-ish compared to the £70 you'll be paying for this. And yeah, defensively it's really good, but again, so is the Venom. So if you want power, then the Honor S6 is the £75 and delivers a lot more power. If you want an all-round racket that's quick, delivers power and good defense, then the Venom's still at the £45. Just hard to beat. It's just so hard to beat. Hard for me to say, you know, this racket is a nice racket. It's not a bad racket. You know, I'm looking at the combined court testing of the E-Zone and the subjective testing we do, looking at the results for both, and I can see that it has the potential to be a nice racket. However, we've tested a lot of rackets. I mean, you know, there's only so many we can say yes, yes, yes to. This is a nice racket. It feels light, it feels quick, and if you're a Babolat fan, by all means give it a try. But I think if you're a power fan, then the Honor S6 is just more powerful. If you want somebody who wants some balance, so you want speed, fastness and power, then the Venom is hard to beat at £45. So I'm afraid to say this racket doesn't get the thumbs up, it gets the thumbs down, because it kind of sits in between areas. It's, you know, where one side of it is beaten by the Honor S6 and the other side is beaten by the Venom. It kind of does everything not quite as well as both of those rackets, so hard for me to give it thumbs up. I hope you have found that helpful. I will be talking in greater detail on the Badminton Racket Review E-Zone about this racket, talking about all of its functionality on court, how it feels to play with. Please do leave your own reviews of this racket. Surely people out there are trying the XFeel Origin Lite. I tell you something, you know, personally I'm a Babolat Badminton Racket fan. Underrated rackets massively, better than, so much better than some of the bigger brands. Some of the Origin, was it Origin Essential? That racket, okay, it doesn't have big power, but wow, does it make your life easy. The iPulse Blast, I think it was, is going back now a year or two. Great racket, great power. You know, one of our team used that racket. Quite a good racket. Babolat make great racket. This is a nice racket. It's just not amazing, but there are some great rackets out there made by Babolat. You should definitely consider Babolat as a brand, and if you're an E-Zone member, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, if you don't know what the E-Zone is, there will be a video tour following this video. If you already know what the E-Zone is and you're using this racket, leave a review for others to use. Thousands of people are visiting the E-Zone now. Let's make a community where people can see what other players think, not just what we think. And if you're not an E-Zone member and you've tried this racket, leave a review on any of the social media platforms. We're not like the forums. We do monitor comments being made, and if people are being rude or unnecessarily rude to other people, if they're just trying to express an honest view, we will block that from happening. You are welcome to leave your honest views, providing you're being constructive and not being a bleep to other players and members. That's unacceptable. Okay, I think I'm done here for today. Listen, I keep saying it, and it's because it's genuine. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for all of the people who tune in around the world, and I mean from around the world. We've got messages coming in languages we are trying to interpret, not always easy. So clearly Badminton Racket Review is reaching all corners of the world now. It's absolutely awesome. Please do keep liking, please do keep sharing. Thanks so much. I'll see you on the next video.